Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. A couple times a week, we're going to be featuring my podcast, 50% Facts, some snippets and highlights. Each episode, we dive into one topic, one question, and in the first half of the podcast, me and Jim McD analyze and try to talk about and ask questions on the question. Then in the second half of the podcast, we bring in the world's leading expert to give you everything you want to know on such topics. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to find the full episodes, there is a 50% Facts podcast YouTube channel, and it's available on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify, etc., etc. Check it out. Give this thing a thumbs up. Tell your friends, and I hope you enjoy.
So obviously it depends on the goals, depends on the budget, etc. But I guess in the Alan Thrall's Daddy Home Gym, rack, plates, barbell, what's the next step for you if you got a little bit more money laying around? What's the next equipment?
I'd probably get a prowler sled. That'd be my conditioning tool.
Yeah.
Push that out in the front. As far as like incorporating something like strongman, I think that sandbags are good. You can do carries with them, which would simulate like a keg carry or something, or you can do loads with them, like a stone, without having to, pick up Atlas stones in your garage.
Make it yourself?
Yeah. Or the Rogue sandbags, I think, are the best. I've used the Iron Mine sandbags and the Cerberus sandbags. I've used military duffel bags. They all rip and break. Rogue seems to be the best. So
there you go.
And you just get just for people who are not thinking about the logistics of this, like you get the bag and then you buy the sand and put it in the bag. They don't ship you a sand bag. So
right.
you will not be using it the first day unless you have prepared by going to Home Depot and getting a bag of sand.
Yes, exactly. You get the bag and you fill it with sand, and you should fill it with, if you're thinking about doing this, with washed play sand.
Right.
Not dirt. I've tried to be cheap and just filled sandbags with dirt.
Yeah.
And the dirt, all the fine dust, every time you drop it, it's just cloud of dust everywhere.
Yeah.
And the sandbag gets filthy. So if you're sweating, you're just like covered in mud almost, because the dirt just comes through the sandbag. And if there's small rocks in that dirt, it does tear the sandbag up. So you have to use actual like clean play sand.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. So let's ask a kind of a programming question. If you're a powerlifter, would you benefit from having that kind of tool in your in your options, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. I think that incorporating some sort of conditioning into your routine, just depending on who you are, is always a good thing. And carrying a sandbag or doing like sandbag over shoulder or something like that, I think is definitely useful, especially when someone wants to incorporate conditioning. I'm not going to make them buy a treadmill, and typically, I don't know, if it's an overweight guy, I'm not going to go tell him to, run a couple miles.
No.
So maybe just carry some sandbags. So I think so, but certainly you could do well in powerlifting and never touch a sandbag. But I think that for someone who trains in a home gym, surely it could be useful.
Can't hit a squat PR with a heart attack.
No, that's true. And just a conditioning issue about powerlifting, as far as I'm concerned, is that like when you compete in powerlifting, the day is long.
Oh, yeah.
Or incredibly short. Depending on where you're at.
If you suck, it's over soon.
Or even just certain federations now, you're in and out in 2 hours. Like a national. I've heard nationals of USAPL. They're
like on a flight schedule.
They're whipping flights. I mean, there's
I've
2,000 people competing in 3 days.
They're
whipping you out.
Yeah.
If you start at 10, you're done at 12:30. If you start at 12:45, you're done at 3. Like you're whipping through.
Yeah.
I don't think you get to eat. Where like our old school powerlifting meets, I squatted. I was the first flight. I squatted, I believe, at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't pull my last pull until 8:45 at night. I stepped off the platform.
That's just poor management. That's right there.
Yeah, I have similar story. Yeah, pretty much same thing. I think that a good argument for being conditioned is if you're able to, I might have someone do some conditioning far out from a meet, so that once we start accumulating a lot more volume, you're better able to handle it. Your work capacity is higher. So if you do, I want to get better at powerlifting, and I'm like, well, we need to do 5 or 6 sets of 5, and that like kills you. Then maybe it's a good idea beforehand to do some conditioning, such your work capacity is there when we actually want to start accumulating volume in the right areas.
Yeah. It's real cool in 2019 for all these raw powerlifters to bash a Louis Simmons or a Westside or a Conjugate, but something Louis Simmons is huge on.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too huge, but big on is GPP, general physical preparedness, and every sport has a level of GPP you need. Soccer's GPP is pretty big. You need to jog, sprint, turn sideways, all these things. Powerlifting's maybe a little bit lower, but you have to have some kind of recoverability or general fitness.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense. What do you think about flooring that outside of the deadlift platform?
I don't think you need anything past that. I wouldn't see any reason as far as for a garage gym. I don't think you need anything past a platform.
Why are they so fucking expensive? If you buy one, I feel like they're like $600 to $1,200. I know you make them a platform.
Oh yeah. Oh god, no. I would. Yeah.
But why is that?
I've never bought a platform. I just make them with plywood and horse stall mats.
And you could just do 2 layers of horse stall mats, probably, if you wanted, right?
Yeah, you could. Again, just depending on how much you're lifting. If you were deadlifting like 400 or 500 pounds regularly, I probably wouldn't just stack it on horse stall mats. One, because the floor is not going to be that protected, depending on how fast you drop it, and you start to get this spring effect when you set the weight down.
Yeah.
But
bounce back up into your hands pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Alan might have an answer. I don't know if I've asked you this. Both sports, weightlifting and powerlifting, compete in typically standard flooring. A lot of federations in powerlifting do like a short carpet, like an office carpet, like here. Some do all rubber. Weightlifting is also often some type of rubber or short carpet at big meets, weightlifting style. Very rarely are either of them on plywood or wood. Why does everybody train on plywood or wood?
Well, I can answer the why carpet.
The carpet kind of makes sense.
The carpet's to cover up pee, baby powder, and chalk.
Yeah.
So it's not happening on wood.
Yeah.
So it's always grippy.
I just feel like, I don't know about weightlifting because it's not my expertise, but like I feel like all powerlifting should just be done on rubber, competing and training. You could do plywood underneath, like you said, to the shock and protect the floor, but it just seems weird to me because you look at every national meet or any even semi well done run meet.
I think because carpet will never fail.
Yeah.
You could have. I mean, even if I hosted a meet at Untamed Strength and I had all rubber platforms. If I had the doors up and it was really wet out, the rubber gets wet.
Yeah, I wonder. Some carpets, I guess, aren't slippery. Because I know people, those sumo guys, those guys that don't really deadlift, complain about carpet sometimes.
Sumo.
Yeah, just
around.
like pushing out. Yeah, but maybe it depends on shoes.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. That's just a question I've asked many smart folk, and none of us have answers.
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I know that like powerlifting specific gyms tend to have platforms with carpet.
Yeah, like Alico makes a platform that Barbell has one of those.
But I at Untamed Strength I have 4 of the platforms have the wood center and then 2 of them are just all rubber mat.
Your little deadlift platform.
And I could just do all rubber mats. That works perfectly fine.
And wood makes sense for me for a weightlifter because you're moving your feet, and so you almost you want it to be sticky but not. Yeah. It's kind of like a basketball.
Yeah, you don't want to weightlift on. Yeah, you don't want to do a split jerk on rubber.
Right, because you need to move your feet, but then like they don't really always compete on wood either.
I think they do.
I think they compete on carpet.
Weightlifting?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I think so. It's not always wood.
I think it's not always wood.
I'm going to look it up right now. You guys continue. I swear, because I've had this conversation with Ben, too, and he's like, oh, yeah, I never thought about it. Because when you're actually competing, you're only on
I would not want to do a split jerk on carpet.
You're only on the platform for like 10 seconds, you never really think about it.
To the extent you have to slide your feet.
And you have to...
Oh, here's Wood International in China.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a meet with carpet.
I don't know what it is. I don't think it's wood, though.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't think it's wood. That's our nationals.
Yeah.
There's a Chinese lifter.
Is there sound to it?
Oh, probably. Oh, you got to turn it up on the side, yeah. We're looking at, shout out West Kids, Cal Strength, smashing weights.
You can hear his feet.
I think it's at the Pan Ams.
Yeah, it's too loud.
The music's going wild.
I know.
That's the loudest music I've ever heard at a weightlifting meet, by far.
Well, listen to his feet.
This is picking it up pretty good.
Yeah.
No, dude, they got the epic Rocky music going on.
If you can hear his feet clap, I don't think it's carpet.
But then look at this, though, because then you go international, and you could clearly tell it's wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hit that foot slap is real
but
clear.
I've noticed maybe it's just
colored wood,
and maybe it's just America, or it's like this stuff. I don't know what that is. It's like a track, like clay track.
Really?
Kind of. It's like a rubber track looking thing.
This is a whole separate episode, I feel like.
Yeah, but I don't have the answer.
Well, we need to find somebody who has the answer, right?
No one's got the answer.
Nobody?
No one.
There's
I
got to
think
be.
for 99.9% of people
It
listening,
don't matter.
Flooring doesn't matter.
Yeah, this stuff is cool though. Speaking of flooring, like if you're trying to go all out, I like this. Where the platform and they use this rubber. It's like a wood rubber combo deal. It's like track. It's like probably the nicest Olympic track. You know what I mean? They put that like in the ground, so it's flush with the rest of the garage.
Oh yeah.
If you guys got the budget, do that. It looks fucking sick.
It does look pretty good. Climate control we don't have to worry so much about in California, other than it just gets hot. It doesn't get so cold. Excuse me.
Bless you. Thank you.
So, thoughts on that? Is Untamed? Do you have any?
Untamed is Untamed. I think.
Totally Untamed.
Yeah, it's not climate controlled. And the only time it becomes an issue for me is the barbells. So if it is, raining for a good week, the gym gets pretty damp. And so some of the barbells, the bare steel barbells, will slightly rust.
Get a little rusty.
But I mean, if you only have one bar to take care of in your home gym, just a little 3-in-1 oil every once in a while is going to protect it. So that is something to consider. Is the bars will rust if it's bare steel. If you're like a home gym in Louisiana, I probably would not go with the BNR bar because it is bare steel. I'd get some stainless steel bar so that you don't have to take care of it.
Something with a good coating that's not going to break down.
Yeah. But as far as being hot and humid or wet in the gym and members training there, I don't care. But as far as the equipment, yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the ass.
Fans?
Yeah, we have fans.
Just no heaters.
No heaters, no AC.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's always every winter. There's people complaining about the cold. Every summer, there's people complaining about the heat. And I get it. I know that it gets hot. I know that it gets cold. And it's not that I just don't like hearing it. I don't like hearing the complaints. And it's not that I'm suck it up, don't be a pussy. It's not that at all. I know that it's hot. But it's just there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna. I rent the place.
You'll start to triple your rent.
Right, and I'm not gonna put $20,000 AC in there.
Yeah.
And even if I could afford it, it would be hard to regulate because everyone would have the doors up.
Well, someone's still going to complain.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's 70, Alan. You know I deadlift best when it's 60.
Yeah, seriously. It's too cold in here. It's like July. You know what I mean? But I feel like the gym's 24-hour access, and unless I had the thing locked up and like regulated, that thing would be going 24/7 for like 4 months in the summer. So anyways,
your gym membership is going to double, or you're going to deal with the heat, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess to wrap it up, the last piece that you'd put in the Alan Thrall gym. So we got the rack, the basics. We got a little sled, maybe some sandbags from conditioning. What's the last finishing touch?
Snow cone machine.
Dessert. You can't go home without no dessert.
I wouldn't put honestly anything past that. If it's just a general strength training or like Jim said, you can't get to the gym so you can finish your workout in the gym or in your garage, bar, plates, a rack with a pull-up bar, and a place to deadlift is really all you need. Sandbag for conditioning or a sled. I don't think dumbbells are necessary.
Quick tally of the price then in Alan's head? Or just like an under amount, like this will cost under?
I think $1,000 without shipping.
Oh, wow.
If you got like $500 or $600 rack from Rogue, more than 1,000, probably like 1,500.
Yeah.
$500-$600 rack from Rogue, $300 barbell. Let's see, if you were buying like 500 pounds in plates, that's probably going to be at least $500 if it's $1 a pound.
Yeah.
If you're going out and not paying for shipping.
Maybe the Craigslist plates.
Yeah. Buy some plywood for a deadlift platform, so probably $1,500.
Yeah, that's pretty good
for like the bare minimum. but that would work. I've actually, talking about barbells, I think $300 is a good price for a good enough barbell. Casey Neistat has actually made a video before about cameras.
Yeah.
And he talks about diminishing returns, and it's the exact same thing with barbells. If you go from a $100 barbell to a $300 barbell, huge difference in quality. Mm-hmm. You go from a $300 bar to a $500 bar, a little bit less difference. Mm-hmm. You go from a $500 bar to a $1,200 bar, smallest difference.
Yeah, and unless you're competing on the world stage and you need to feel the same barbell every day that you're going to
need
the Olympics,
power bar, sure. But yeah, I think that the difference between 100 to 300, that's like the sweet spot of a good barbell and a shit barbell.
But even if you're a snob and you want the Alico either powerlifting or weightlifting bar, we're still looking at maybe 2,200 then for a whole gym.
Yeah, that's gonna be your home gym doubled.
Yeah,
like twice your home gym if you're gonna buy a bar like that. But if that's the case, then you're gonna be you better be lifting like 800 pounds.
Yeah, you better not be a fucking sissy.
405 deadlift in your Alico bar.
It's the same kind of thing with talking about using kilo plates or calibrated plates that are the thinner plates or whatever versus the just Gen Pop kind of plates. Yes, it does feel different, but no, it doesn't feel that different if you're not lifting huge weights.
Right. Yeah,
exactly. If you go into a meet and it's kilo plates, calibrated kilo plates, it's going to feel a little bit different. You unrack the squat. It'll feel a little bit different when you pull because the bar will
There's also a crowd in front of you. A lot of things are going to feel different.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, like you can't bring in a crowd. Yeah. Like your conditions are not going to always be the same.
Even though Shaco told me they did. He says in Russia they do when they do their gym test. He'll bring in a little crowd. I like that. Specificity.
That's a thought.
Maybe how much people watch. Yeah.
But you just do it like a gym day. Like we could do it Untamed. Hey, this Saturday we're all going to test our lifts, and then everybody's watching. One person's lifting.
Yeah, we'll put a bunch of lawn chairs out.
Yeah, you get a little. One guy in a little funny suit judging people.
I like
Pour caffeine down everybody's gullet and go. All right. Well,
awesome. Where can people find you, Alan?
Untamed Strength. If you want to find it on YouTube, you can type in my name or Untamed Strength. That's not youtube.com/Untamed Strength. It's like a Thrall 7 or something like that. The website is Train Untamed. Instagram is @Untamed Strength. That's it.
Gym, Sacramento, California. Untamed
Gym
Strength.
is Sacramento, California. Yep.
Boom. I'm Silent Mike. 2Ks. Instagram, Twitter. Follow us.
I am the Jim McD, and the show is 50% Facts, where percent is a word. See you next time.